Hey,
What's going on, Kayla?
nothing. What's going on, Adrian?
Same shit, different toilet, hoping it smells better.
Yeah, that's true. Fair. Same.
Well, you
All
know what
right.
time it is. It's time for another episode of Two Hot Ass Takes. So, what's on your mind today? What are we getting
So
into?
today we have decided that we're going to do our top five. I don't know, is it like pet peeves or just things that annoy us?
Yeah,
So,
we top five things that just, grind your gears.
yep. And I am drinking the Haterade today a little bit, but that's fine because I think
Yeah.
it will be really fun and funny. So it's gonna
This
be
is
a
definitely
two-part. So stay tuned because Adrian also has five things that grind his gears that you can
Oh
look
yeah.
forward to next week. But while we're at it, let's get into it.
All
So
right.
the first thing that I cannot well, it's not that I can't stand it, but the first thing that annoys me definitely is people who go on TikTok and then they make a video where they're just like lip syncing over someone else's song. They might have a transition where they put some makeup on or something, but that's it. And they want to be monetized. And then like you look at their page and it's just a bunch of things. And like if you're doing it for self-confidence, cool. But it's just so annoying.
I
I
bet
don't
Millie Vanilli is pissed off.
Yeah, Millie Vanilli fucking sitting in there fucking like
just, just
just mean mugging it like, did we not do the same shit?
and it's really funny, right? Because like Millie Vanilli, right? Like they got in trouble for like not singing and just using the backing track, right?
Yeah.
Artists do that today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They got in trouble for lip syncing. We lit like TikTok, like its main premise is syncing audio of someone who actually did something, and
Yeah.
then
Actually,
like,
one time I was riding in a car and like there, that one song where they're like, got a white boy on my roster, he be feeding me pasta and lobster, like that
oh yeah,
song.
I think that's
Uh
Ice Spice or something like that.
oh, is it?
I think so. I
I
think
do
that's a
not like
song
her.
that
I
I'm
don't get the
indifferent.
hype. I don't
I'm
get the hype, but she's not one of my grind my gears pet peeves. I just don't understand it. Barbie
yeah.
song is good though. Barbie. But I did like one of my friends was doing a TikTok and I happened to be in the back seat. So they did it so many times back to back trying to get it right. And I was in the background. Like after hearing it twice, I learned all the ad libs because they're simple as fuck. So I was in the back like skirt. Thank you. Like doing it like myself. And I ended up being like the part of the video that they ended up liking more than what they actually did. But like, I don't know. That was me just being dumb. Like I don't go out there because I'm like, all right, let's make this TikTok. I'm gonna like I'm, you know, because that's kind of what it is. Like,
I don't I would like feel like an idiot, like, to be quite honest. Like that's why I can't like really get into like the TikTok, certain parts of like the TikTok craze. Is like I
yeah,
can't, first I just can't like see myself like setting up a camera. Then there's no shade to the people who do it. I just can't see myself doing it. Setting up a camera in XY location and then just
going ham, acting like a moron in the camera.
like I just can't see myself doing it. Because like,
Sometimes I make them, but it's like me playing fetch with my cats because I have four cats. It's excessive. It isn't a large amount of cats, and I acknowledge this. If anyone's judging me right now, I love all four of them. They're on premium food. I clean their litter every day, whatever. But three of my cats out of the four fetch, but one of them's obsessed, and so I just make videos of her fetching. I just like it.
I mean, that's cool. Like I said, like I can I can totally like rock with you on that, because like, what are you actually doing? But okay, hey, to each their own.
Yeah,
To
like the cat
each,
video thing. I'm there for cat videos. Like if I'm not feeling good or I'm having a sad moment, I can watch a cat video and just be like, they're so cute. I feel a little better because this kitten exists somewhere in the world.
My weakness is are like funny dog videos. Like
Yeah,
they get me every time. But like
yeah,
my top 10 is like when they do the voiceover of animal videos.
yep.
Like anytime there's an animal voiceover video, like they crack me up because like first of all, you can just look at that animal. My favorite ones are like the gorillas. Cause like yeah,
Where they're
it's
like,
yeah.
I'm going through here. About the way,
my
boy.
my, my favorite one was like two gorillas running because it was raining, and like they voiced over like an old married couple. He's like, "Come on,
Yeah,
Diane." He's like, "I told you, bring your ass out here." And it's the way gorillas run for me. They're wild. I love it.
yeah, yeah. They like barrel through their enclosure. Honestly, like I analyze the people that I followed on TikTok, and it's like mushroom foragers in the upper Midwest, um, fucking people that cook food and make cookbooks and shit. Because I
Yeah,
don't know if you've ever tried a TikTok recipe, like some of those are pretty good. I've made chicken parmesan sandwiches and all sorts of crazy shit off there, and it's always been like pretty fire. Not health conscious most of the time, but
oh
the health
god, no.
too. I actually follow this dude who makes all his meals keto and he makes like crunch wraps and shit. I like that guy because
Yeah.
you can eat a lot of food and actually like not feel like a fucking piece of shit for enjoying your meal.
It's about to power down 3 Crunch Wrap Supremes, but they're keto.
Yeah. So I think that because my taste in TikToks is more informative and cute animal videos and watching people travel and learning how to take pictures, like things like that. That when I
Yeah.
see these girls that are just like sitting there, like rubbing their titties and doing makeup and lip syncing to a song, I'm just like, okay, like I just don't care. And like I respect people trying to like become influencers and get monetized on the
Yeah.
internet because the money's out there. And like honestly, if you can get the content, go do it. Even if it's you
Yeah.
just lip syncing and showing your titties and wearing lingerie for the world to see. Body
Yeah.
positivity, important. But like on TikTok, they're gonna take you down anyway. Why even bother? But yeah, I don't know. I'm just not there for it. And I also don't like the people that like broadcast their life, like every little thing they do on
Yeah.
TikTok. That that gets on my nerves too.
The my only like if it's like a journey kind of thing, like there are some people like who do like the weight loss stuff like that. That
Yeah,
stuff, I mean, I won't watch the entire thing, but like it's cool.
inspirational is cool,
Yeah.
but I'm more so talking about like there was this guy that my friend was following on TikTok and he's like a dom, which is like a BDSM thing, and she's into that. So she was watching his videos or whatever and he had multiple girlfriends and he treated all of them like shit. And I'm like, "Why are you watching this asshole?"
So
Like
basically, Andrew Tate.
essentially, but he lived in Las Vegas and he was like, yeah, very cringe person. Like all the girls that he was dating at the time when I discovered what that was, which I think was about a year ago, they've all broken up with him and talked mad shit about how abusive and horrible he is. So but I just don't get because he would literally like be like, "Come here, bitch, make me my fucking food." Like he would talk to them like, yeah, he would talk to them like that, and he was monetized for it. So like I'm talking people like that, like sharing every little detail, you fucking talking shit to your girlfriend or spouse to fucking
Yeah.
get likes and views. It's just super cringe, and I'm not here for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not trying to like facilitate you getting paid because you're an asshole. Like I don't want like you're not gonna get my money
No,
because you're an asshole. Fuck that.
hell no. And so like that encompasses my general grinding gear thing for TikTok. Like when I fucking yeah, I guess it's just TikTok. Like if you have informative shit and you're actually putting a good message out there and you're becoming monetized because you're
Yeah.
trying to actually like do some kind of good positive thing, I'm here for it. It's just the
Yeah,
other bullshit I'm not.
yeah. Big facts. Big fact.
Yep.
I get you there. I get you there.
Yeah. So that was hot ass take number one of the things that grind my gears.
All right, let
Um,
keep them coming. What's number two?
all right. So number two, just oddly specific, but this
Okay.
has pissed me off since I was about 6 years old.
All right.
So people who just walk through a gate and stand there.
So like walk through. So like if we're say I'm walking in front of you, right? Like if I walk like through like a gate or a door and then like stop on the other side of it and then like don't do anything.
Yeah, like you block the path for no one to walk through.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So like the most common place that I saw this as a child was in fire drills in school. Because like people would they always had that spot you had to walk to. You had to be
yeah.
there. Your teacher had to do roll call, all that shit. It would always be like a fucking tiny little fucking two gate opening that everyone had to walk out of. And as soon as people got out the gate, they're like, all right, I'm at the spot. And they would stop. And so then there'd be like 150 people just congregating a big ass fucking bottleneck crowd trying to get out the fucking gate because people just stop right when they fucking exit. And we've learned nothing. Nothing. Think
Everybody's
of
dead.
every sporting event you've gone to, every concert, every food festival. Everybody gets in the gate and then they don't know what they want to do. So they fucking stand there and people have to fucking filter around this group of assholes. Disneyland. That's the perfect example of that shit. It's fucking 12 to 16 hours of bullshit.
I've never been to Disneyland, but they said it's what is it, the happiest place on earth? I guess
Fuck,
if
why
you like
aren't we
to,
there right now?
I guess if you like to stand in the middle of shit, it definitely is the happiest place on earth.
Yeah, all the fucking cockblocks of the world fucking go to Disneyland to congregate. Literally.
It's like, you know what? I'm feeling real, like a real asshole today. You know what I'm doing? I'm going to Disneyland to stand in somebody's way.
I'm gonna go ride the line ride because that's essentially what Disneyland is. Especially if
Oh
you go
yeah.
busy season, you just stand in line. But
I,
yeah, like
uh,
I don't know. Oh, are you gonna say
that's no, that's fucking funny. Like, just yeah, that
that
pisses
shit
me off.
irritates me?
Like as your resident fat guy, I hate people like stopping in front of me. First of all, bitch, I'm breathing hard. So like
Do you not see my sweat rag, bitch? Move out the way.
I sweat walking to my car. Fuck you think you think I'm happy standing behind you? Bitch, I'm carrying a body on me. And it's on top of my own body. Get the fuck out my way. Oh,
Yeah.
like
Nah.
that sucks. That sucks so
Yeah.
fucking bad.
It's just I don't know. I kind of chalk it up to people's obliviousness. I do feel
Yeah.
like the other day I saw this like YouTube video or something. It was like a short, I think, where this guy was like, "Do you think people are fake?" And he was like, "No, I think that everybody has their own shit going on, and we all have a lot of shit going on simultaneously. You don't know what people are going through, so everyone's oblivious. No one cares about what you're doing. No one cares about what you're going through or anything. They just
Yeah.
care about what they're going through." So like I think I don't know, just the lack of like people like being there for each other and shit gets on my nerves, I guess. But like just not paying attention, I guess. No one
Yeah.
pays attention to anyone else. They're like, all right, I'm fucking good. I've gotten to where I need to go. Fuck everyone behind me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely the point. Yeah, like now that you talked about school, I just think about it. We would have all died.
Oh
We would
yeah,
have
if there were a
all
fucking
died.
actual fire or active shooter event when we were in school, like knock on wood, I don't like that shit happens, but like we would have all fucking gotten killed because everyone would have bottlenecked because three assholes, even though there's an immediate danger, they would have been like, so what do you guys want to do after we get out of here? Like right at the gate. They're like,
So
we made it out, but like what do you guys want to do now? Like
go get some soda cans and we can crush up and smoke some Reggie out of. Oh,
Exactly.
we lived in a wild time.
Yeah. I don't know. And I think some of that like also just ties into lack of common sense as well, which irks me. And common lack of common sense is so common, like it's not even worth mentioning that it grinds my gears because I feel like it plays into literally everything that we're talking about. But
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah, like I don't know, people just don't think beyond A to B. Like
Oh man.
if I do this to get to this, what will it do to affect everyone else?
Oh, that's funny because I just watched a Facebook video the other night, and it plays right into common sense, right? So this goofy motherfucker, right? They're they're on a jet ski, and I guess they took the jet ski out too far, so they couldn't see land anymore. And this goofy motherfucker's first idea is to go live and say, what do I do? I think I can't see land. I've gone too far. What am I supposed to do? Bitch, if your phone works enough for you to go live, that means first of all, you have access to the internet. That means your Google Maps is working, bitch. It has a geolocation on it. You can literally see which way you're pointed and just set the destination for land. like, like,
What the fuck? Oh my God.
and I was,
I bet you that
we're
guy, like,
doomed.
when he fucking goes through a fire drill, he stops right outside the fucking gate.
Oh yeah, he gets right outside, goes live. All right, I'm outside. What do I do?
you and you hear in the background, run, bitch.
Run!
Yeah.
Fuck. I was like, this can't be real life right now. Like it took
Yeah.
me all of 6 seconds to like watch that video, then think, why don't you just check Google Maps? Like
Yeah, like
obviously, like your
obviously you
phone
got fucking
works.
signal, like, and if you fucking are live in it or you're doing Google Maps and then the signal drops, turn around and go the other way.
Even if you don't have service, your location still pings. It might not be very well,
Yeah.
but like it still pings. So like, I mean, you have to go a couple of miles off the off the
Off
coast and
the
like before
coast.
you
Yeah.
lose actual service. Like, and if you've went that far out on a jet ski, you're a bold bitch, first of all.
Oh yeah, there's fucking deep water right there. And if your shit capsizes, you're fucked.
You're a
And you
bold bitch to go out that far on a jet ski, first of all.
I saw a
But
video the other day, like this is a total side note, but this guy was like, "Oh, it's only 100 miles to the Bahamas from Florida, so we're just gonna take these jet skis." And he fucking jet skied over to the Bahamas. He
well,
brought a can of gas and he fucking fueled up halfway through. I was like, I'd be too scared.
oh man,
That shit looked terrifying. I was
that
clenched.
shit that shit ain't in me. First of all,
No, I'll be on
like
a cruise ship. You could take my ass there in 3 days.
that part. Like for me, like on a cruise ship was the first time I was ever on open water, and that shit was terrifying. I'm talking like you are in the middle of nowhere.
Oh yeah, they go far enough to where you can't see land, so you have the illusion of being in the middle of nowhere.
I am not okay with that. And then I'm going to be on a jet ski. First of all, most marine life isn't in open water. It's like in the coastal area, like right off the coast. So like
Yeah,
where the sharks and shit are. So you're gonna you're
and the
gonna fucking
whales and
yeah,
fucking
killer whales and shit.
and the giant octopus.
And the
Get fucking-
douchebag dolphins and shit. Like
oh yeah, remember? Were you with us on that cruise when the fucking dolphins went under the boat? It was like 150 dolphins. No, you didn't see it.
nah. I saw
Yeah,
dolphins on the
the second
second.
one.
Yeah, I think I think we saw him on the first one too.
Yeah, I saw them on both, but like the first
Yeah.
one, we saw like a pod of like 150 dolphins. That shit was dope. But I wouldn't want to be in the water with them.
Hell no. Dolphins are assholes.
They're too smart, and they
Like
are dicks. They'll
Yeah,
fucking
like
beat me up and then pass my body to other ones as a game.
the next thing you know, a fucking sea lion comes and takes a bite out of you just cause.
That part.
Like I'm good on all that. Fucking common sense. If common
Yeah.
sense was common, we'd be way better off in life. I can say that for sure.
Yeah. And if people weren't so oblivious to other people and they actually like were more
Not
aware, just
yeah.
aware of like how they can impact other people, I just think the
Yeah.
world would be a better place. But yeah, people that walk outside of a gate and just fucking stop,
You guys are assholes.
and you fuck up my day when you do it.
You just systematically fuck my day up. It's just like, what's wrong
No,
with you?
it's not ruined. It's totally fine that you fucked my day up, I guess. But
Yeah,
yeah.
just
Yeah, so that's my hot ass take on that. So I got three more. Um, let's see. I'm gonna go with people who hate people for being poor.
oh,
That's just annoying as fuck.
we're getting deep in this one. All right, bet.
Yeah, because I don't know. Like I grew up doing pretty okay after age, I would say like 12. Like right around the time I hit middle school is when my parents finally got into like better jobs where they could actually afford more than what they could previously. Like I remember my mom and dad like skipping meals and shit when we were little.
Yeah.
So like when I see this like I don't know, like people just turn this into a political thing and I just don't fucking get it. Like if people are poor and they need assistance, I am more than happy to pay into a program to make sure that they get what they need. If I have
Mhm.
extra food, I donate it. If I fucking have time, I'll try to donate my time. I usually don't have time. But I donate goods, I donate clothes. So
Yeah.
like everybody should eat, everybody should have a place to live. Kids that are in school should have lights on in those houses. They should have hot water,
They should have
hot
adequate
meals.
education. Yeah.
Yeah. And the fact that people just take that and they're like, no, because I worked hard. I don't want any of my money going to anyone on welfare. I don't have time for that shit. And that shit just
Yeah.
irritates the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
yeah.
wild. It's wild. Yeah, I definitely like. Yeah, we didn't. I grew up rough. I mean, all things considered, definitely like food insecurity, homelessness, shit like that. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, like that stuff like is near and dear like to me. So like, it's tough to watch it. Like, I mean, I don't
Yeah.
have like the most like extreme disposable income, but if I keep sometimes I got like 10 or 15 bucks in my pocket, and if I see someone, I don't give a damn what the sign is. I don't give a fuck what they're gonna spend it on. I'm
Yeah.
not like I'm gonna trick this money off, probably go buy some fucking food, which I don't need anyway, and my heart will thank me later when I don't like clog it full of saturated fat anyway. So like I mean, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I can't take this money with me when when I'm dead and gone, and like
Yeah.
my bills are paid. Like I have enough to like do some like extracurricular activities, like if I want to. So like if I got a little extra, why not just drop it off here and there? Like to me, it does like each like, reach one, teach one kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like if they need a service, like no one's you don't get the choice to be born into this world. You don't like there's
Yeah.
no there's no like questionnaire you fill out as a fucking sperm to say like, oh yeah, I'm down with this.
Mhm.
If I'm potentially homeless, that's okay. Like you don't do a questionnaire for the shit. So
Yeah,
like,
because if we did, everybody would be like, I want to be rich with a mansion and a fucking nuclear family.
yeah, like no one makes that choice. And then like the whole point of society, like the whole point of society and governance is everyone comes together and says these are going to be the rules in which we live by, so we give you guys power in order to do that, and in exchange you provide security, you provide stability, you provide sustenance. Like that's the unwritten social pact that like when the cavemen got together and formed societies that they thought about. Like
Yeah.
so like to me I'm just like I can't, I like, if I got it, like, not all the times do I have it, and when I don't, it sucks. But when I do, and I can make, and I can make a tiny bit of, of an impact, because like I said, I can't just go give someone 10 grand like some of these other people can. But
Yeah, those people that drop money on the street for homeless people, that shit's so fake.
yeah, like, there's a high level of cringe that comes with it.
Hell
Like
yeah, there is.
I ended up getting into an argument with a friend of mine because uh we were out walking on the strip, me and a couple of friends, right? See a homeless guy, he's sitting down, not bothering anybody, got to sign,
Yeah.
and one of my friends, like, he looks at him, and he looks at him like he's a piece of shit. And like, I see it, and like, that rubbed me the wrong way. And I had like $5 in my pocket, and my other friend had like 10. I'm like, yo, man, give me I'm like, you got any money? He's like, I got $10. I'm like, give me your money. So I basically strong armed my friend, and he was gonna help anyway. But like, I just didn't give him the option to say that
Good, you're so good.
he was going to help first. So I strong armed him. So, armed robbery to help a homeless person who's really the hero.
It's like
So
a
like,
modern day Robin Hood tale
yeah, robbing from the poor to give to the poor, right?
to give to the poorer.
Yeah, so like,
It's like Disney's Robin Hood.
we give them the money, and then my friend, he's like, well, why'd you do that? I'm like, it doesn't, I don't care what his sign says. Oh, I remember what the sign said. It says, I'm not gonna lie,
I need a
I
beer.
yeah. And I thought that was so funny, because I
I
mean,
love it
like,
when they have that because it just makes me crack up. At
yeah,
least you're honest about your
like,
intentions.
so like, I mean, like, to me, you provided a service. You might not think you did, but you provided a service. We pay comedians to make us laugh. I got to laugh on the street because some dude says, you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I just want a beer, or I just want a blunt. And then one dude had a dog, and he says, and he had like the note on the dog. He says, don't give money to that asshole, give it to me. I was like, yep. I was like, yep, you're getting my money. Cause I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's funny. Like, you made me laugh. It was, and like, so, and then, they'll be like, oh my God, thank you, you're a blessing, blah, blah. I'm like, seriously, don't, like, you ain't gotta do all that. It
Yeah.
was, I know that experience, and it's awful. And then people look at you like you're garbage, or they look at you like you're nothing, or you're lazy, or all these other things. I've
When you're
been
just trying
there.
to live.
Yeah.
And
So like, I've been in that experience, and I know like how I would have wanted people to help me. So like, when I
yeah.
have the option to help others, I try. Not all the time, and it's not perfect, but when I
Mhm.
when I when I can, and just do a little, I do.
Well, I do think like a problem with people shaming poor people is that like when people do get into circumstances where they actually need that assistance, they need help because they've lost their job, they have kids to feed, they have a house to maintain. That's why TAMF, SNAP,
Oh
EBT,
yeah, all
all that
these.
stuff exists. And they get so like they need it. They lost their job and they have kids to take care of and a family to take care of, and they feel
Yeah.
like them going and applying for that assistance is shameful and grody. And like the fact that that's the stigma that people have gotten attached to that just because somebody is down and out is really disgusting to me, and it makes me feel like so icky. And so
Yeah.
like I always encourage people. I'm like, yo, you've been paying into these public assistance programs probably
Programs.
your whole working life.
Hell yeah.
Don't feel guilty that you need it in your time of need. And then when you don't need it anymore, get off it amicably.
Yeah.
Just like it's there for you to use when you need it. And like I had a friend that was like, I'm not going to go get it because I work in gig work, and like gig workers out here are very common. We have people that work conventions, people that do movie and television production, lots of stuff in Las Vegas. We have tons of conventions that come here for through here like annually.
Yeah.
So like gig work is very common, but sometimes there's lulls and seasons where they won't have work for 2 or 3 months at a time. And so she was like super ashamed that she wasn't working because the writer strike is a thing right now.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to go apply for assistance. And I was like, girl,
Yeah.
like, don't feel bad. You've paid into that your whole working life. And like, it took me telling her that for her to not feel bad. She actually went and got it, was able to pay her rent, was able to make sure she had food.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, we just shame people. And like in Nevada, I don't know if you know this, but every single resident, regardless of income or status, is entitled to 1 free box of food a month from the Nevada government,
Yeah.
commodities. So like my parents go to commodities. I don't go, but if I do go with them, I give them the food. So they have a bunch of old ladies that they help out. They help out my uncle. He has my parents and my uncles, and they're all getting old. They're up in their late 50s, early 60s now. And so, like, they're needing that assistance. And so, like, I like
Yeah.
being able to teach people that that stuff exists. And, like,
Yeah.
I personally don't utilize those programs, but if I am there as a body to help my parents get food, fuck yeah, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Because
You help
my
subsidize.
parents are single income. My dad helps take care of my mom. So,
Yeah. I mean, that always goes back to like that social contract that we sign. Like, I pay into this system. I help this, I help this country, this state, this city, this county profit,
yeah.
and I help you benefit from my work. So when I'm no longer able to, whether I'm 17, 27, or 77, bitch, it's time to pay what you weigh. So like if I
Yeah.
help you, you help me. Like, so I mean,
Yeah.
like for all these assisted programs, like you said, I mean, we
To have
stigmatize them
stigma.
and
Yeah.
we make them feel bad. Oh, your mama's on welfare and stuff like that. At the end of the day, I mean, you could say that, but that same kids whose mom swallowed her pride went and got on welfare to keep the lights on so CPS didn't take you, and you were able to graduate and go get a PhD, a PhD in neuroscience, and now you done paid off your mom's house, you got her, feet kicked up, living nice. I
Yeah.
mean, that's how the system was designed to work. So like you shouldn't feel bad for using the system in its intended purpose. And it's up to
Especially if you're in
us.
need.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's up to us to stop being assholes and making people feel bad for using the system that we've
Yep.
that we collectively, not every person, but we've collectively agreed that this is supposed to be here and this is how it's supposed to work. So I mean,
Yeah.
hey, you got to get it how you're living.
Yeah. And so like it just I don't know, that's one of the things that really gets on my nerves is like people that hate on people for being poor. And then like they also say the things like, oh, well, if you're on welfare, you shouldn't be buying booze, cigarettes, or weed.
Oh, that boils down to a whole other systemic problem as far. I mean, that's a topic within itself, because
Yeah.
now we're getting into the psychology of life itself, and and I
Like
have
I'm
my
not encouraging people
oof,
to go out there and do a bunch of drugs and be alcoholics, but
yeah.
if you got laid off from your job, you're on a fucking welfare program because you need it at the time, and you
Hmm.
want to go out because you're stressed and you want to buy yourself a little fifth of vodka or whatever you're into, who the fuck am I to shame you for that?
Oh, absolutely.
So that's my take on that. I hate that people give people shit in general.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, you're poor. You shouldn't be fucking
Yeah,
having
because
any
you're
kind of thing
poor.
you like. Oh, so you're gonna give someone fucking shit for buying Oreo cookies and shit? Like, God
Yeah.
forbid we have something like a little smidge of something to make us happy when we're going through a hard time. Like that shit just annoys me.
Yeah, that the logic is you're poor or you're jobless, therefore you should not experience any type of joy,
Yeah.
which is sociopathic, to be quite honest. That
Truly, because you think no one deserves to have nice things because they put themselves into a bad socioeconomic system. And they
Yeah.
might not even put themselves into that fucking position, but like there's always just this underlying tone of like, well, you did it to yourself. And it's just it's cringe. It's cringe all around. And every time I hear it, I'm like, don't even talk to me. Especially the people are like, oh, we need to drug test people on welfare. Shut the fuck up. They tried it in Florida. It didn't work. They ended up spending more money on testing than they actually got
Yeah.
people off of welfare. Nobody actually got denied welfare. I think it was like less than 2% of people that were on it at the time. There are a fuck ton of people on that social program in that state. So like, okay, cool. We prevented it for like 40 people.
Ooh, so
Yeah, everyone pays
spicy.
like $3.25 on average into social programs every fucking time that they get a paycheck.
All
Three
I can
dollars
tell
twenty
you
five
one
cents.
thing. I can tell you one thing. I don't give a, I'm a pay into these programs, but let the money not be there when I need that shit. Oh, I'm lighting dog shit fucking paper bags on every congressman I can find because
We're just sending
fucking
potatoes and dog shit to
yeah,
everybody.
bags of dicks and everything. I don't give a fuck what it is because I mean
Just
it's
dick
all fun
confetti in
and
every letter.
yeah, it's all fun and games until like you can talk shit about it, but then when you need it, now you're on the other side of the argument. Like, oh, well, they didn't do this. I can tell you one thing: you asked me to pay into Social Security, you asked me to pay
Mhm.
into Medicare and these other social programs. Cool. I don't gotta like it, but these are the things that I've agreed to. But you best believe when it's my turn, oh, bitch, you better act right. You better
Yeah.
act right. You better act right. Man, you better act right. Because first of all, you can kiss my whole ass. Because I'm gonna come in there and act a fucking fool. I'm gonna go to the city council meeting. I'm gonna call somebody a hoe. I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna
Yep.
tell them that they can all eat a bag of dicks, and then I'll probably get canceled. But at the same time, you go pay what you
But
owe
you owe.
in the famous words of Riley Freeman. Santa, you gonna pay what you
Pay
owe.
what you owe. Yeah.
Facts.
I guess my next fourth thing that be upsetting me sometimes is wages versus inflation.
Oh shit. Oh, we're getting real deep in it.
Fuck all that shit though. Like, oh my God. Like, okay, so here's some context. My first
All right.
job I got in the year 2005.
Okay.
I worked at the Excalibur Hotel and Casino as a game operator, making $5.15 an hour.
Okay, baller.
Man, but I was working crazy ass shifts, like, because it was mostly a summer job, and then I did it part of the way into the first like half of my senior year. So I did it like throughout the summer until like January of the next year, essentially. Um, but I made good money there, and like it was because I didn't have any overhead, of course, because all my checks went directly into a savings account. But it was okay. Fast forward a few years, I ended up working at fucking Petco, and I was making I think 10.50 an hour as a manager.
Oh, let me guess. Were you able to buy that, 2-story house with $10?
Honestly, no. At the time, I couldn't even afford the house, and we'll get into the housing market later. But
It's like, but you didn't pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
no, my bootstraps put themselves up my ass and fucked me because like I've never been able to afford shit. So like I was making 10.50 an hour. My spouse, I found out he was making 25 cents more than me as an associate. And I was like, what the actual fuck? He was making like 10.75 and I was making 10.50 as a department manager. Brought it up to a boss. I was like, yo, is this wage gap shit? What the fuck? Why did you offer me such little money? Like, I was pissed. And they were like, how dare you discuss wages? It's not illegal to discuss wages in your workplace. That's
It's
just a
not.
union scaring tactic so that
Yeah.
people don't get paid fair wages.
Yeah.
So, like, I always would tell everybody what I make. Even now in my current role at my current job, if people ask me how much I make, I tell them,
Oh
you know.
yeah. And
But
it,
like that's so everyone can compare and we can all get paid fucking fairly, especially like the fact that I had already been working for the company 3 years at the time and he'd been working there like one. So like the time difference wasn't there. He granted he's very knowledgeable and he got hired in with a lot of knowledge and he was a specialist. But still, like I was a department specialist making less than my employee. Like that shit was crazy.
That's whack.
Yeah. Fast forward to now, the job I'm in now, I had to leave Petco. I had cancer. So like working with animals, nah, couldn't do it. My doctor is like, bitch, you are wild if you work there. You had immune system cancer. What the fuck are you doing trying to stay in this shit ass job? Go somewhere else. So I ended up working where I am now. I am making, and I shit you not, double what I made when I worked at Petco, and it feels exactly the same.
That's about right.
I'm
That-
double. Like literally, that's a huge amount of money. It's literally like
yeah,
$20,000 a year type shit. Like
yeah,
extra. And I can't. I feel like I'm always like struggling.
yeah. The same thing. When I started working, started working at a call center doing technical support for PlayStation. And when I tell you that $9 an hour, I might sound like all bougie because there are some people making less than that, but
Yeah.
that $9 an hour was not worth getting called everything but a child of God. When I tell you,
You ever been called a cunt nugget?
no, I think that's the one thing I haven't been called. Boy, I've been called. Woo! I got called the person who ruined Christmas. That was one of my personal favorites
The
because
person that ruined Christmas.
I had nothing to do with it. Like legitimately,
It's all
I
on you.
I don't like because they would call in and they would act like like because we weren't allowed to like break down the mystique that we didn't work like at the PlayStation office. So like they're calling from like boomfuck Kansas and wondering why they can't get on like the network using satellite internet in a damn tornado.
Why isn't it working?
And
Because it's
they're like,
fucking shitty internet, bitch.
because there's a single cloud in the sky and your internet
It's,
can't function because of it.
there's solar flares happening on the sun right now, so your fucking shit won't work till next Thursday.
They're like,
Oh
can
my
you go over
god.
there and just flip the switch? I'm like, that's not how that works. Even if we were in the same building, that's not how that works.
I
But
bet you
man,
all those people that were calling mad about that satellite internet are the same kinds of people that would build a submarine to go to the Titanic.
cold part was so like in the call center there was another internet company that did satellite internet. Their internet was awful. They
Yeah.
were just flat out awful.
And known for
And
being awful, I imagine.
yeah, because their satellite internet, their
Yeah.
internet stinks. So we would
Trash.
get calls sometimes like from people who then like had that internet. And you're like, hey, how do you fix that? They're like, you can't. Our internet's bad. What are they doing? You're like, all right, whatever. But yeah, that was not worth $9 an hour. I mean, I appreciated it. It helped. But again, I'm making like even at where I'm at now, which is over double the income, it still feels the same
Yeah.
because everything else has risen with it, and like wages have felt as fallen behind you know the cost of living, and it's
Yeah.
always since I've been an adult, it's always been like that wages and the cost of living are at a disproportionate rise. Like the cost
Yeah,
of living is
definitely.
skyrocketing, but wages are trickling upwards, and like it,
Yeah,
it
like it's crazy because I remember like gas pre-COVID, 230 a gallon.
yeah,
I just drove home like an hour ago, and I live in like we both live in Las Vegas, Nevada.
yeah,
And I live in a pretty, you know,
bougie,
goodish neighborhood.
bougie.
Bougie. Is it bougie? Don't call it
Nah,
bougie.
but you definitely live in the area where the air tastes better.
Yeah, we have more filtration down here.
Taste the smog.
I do live like at the summit of fucking like ridges and mountains and shit. So that fresh mountain air just kind of
Yeah, we're over here dealing with fucking cat pee, cat pee and helicopter smoke and shit.
yeah, and all the homeless funk coming from the
Oh,
tunnels.
oh.
You're downwind. Ah. But like I just drove home and the neighborhood I'm in, which I guess is bougie, the fucking corner it's 4.88 a gallon right now. And that's because we just had like some kind of historic-ish flooding that just happened in Las Vegas the last like 2 or 3 days. But like I can't even believe that I fucking am looking at a gas pump in the city that I grew up in, looking at 4.88 a gallon for
Four,
regular unleaded, like the baseline shit.
I think it's 441 over here, but that's at a Smith's. And then the cold part is that obviously we're moving to a cashless society. No one wants to say the quiet part out loud, but we're moving to a cashless society. So you get hit with all the transaction fees of 35 cents or raise the extra 7 cents on the gallon and all
We're
these
paying for
things.
bags.
Yeah. So you're really paying, depending on where you go, $5 a gallon, because then you have to either purchase more gas to offset the service fee that they charge you, or
Trash.
it's garbage. It's garbage.
Yeah. And don't even get me started about fucking food. Like, okay, let's talk about food. So
Don't get me started. Let's start.
I'm fucking talking. All right. So like pre-COVID, I used to be able to get fucking Barilla brand noodles, the blue box noodles, which name brand, but I used to be able to get those like 4 for $5 on sale, and they were like $1.39 each. Those motherfuckers are like $3 now by themselves. You can get them 2 for $3 on occasion, which is good. When
Yeah.
I do. But like that shit is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Noodles. And then like eggs. Eggs went up to fucking $10 for a little 12-pack not too long ago. Thankfully they're back down, but they used to
Yeah.
be $1 for 12
Yeah.
or $1.19.
Yeah.
Nope, can't find them for less than $3 or $4 now. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Like,
Butter. Butter is
oh,
like outrageous. Milk is outrageous. And babies need milk. Like how the fuck are you gonna fucking raise all the prices up?
so here's what the cold part was. Like, you remember, like, growing up, like a bag of just the regular size chips, right?
Oh, I just walked down the fucking chip aisle. I got so mad.
Ooh, I was punching the air. I was punching the air. I was so mad. So like I saw a bag of, like, my dad had, like, he had got like a bag of cheesy puffs, and I walked by and I was just like, you know what? He ain't ate these yet, and it's been like a day or two. I'm gonna fuck these up.
Mm,
So I opened the
stale.
bag. They're like $1.49. And I shit you not, the bag is like this. It's literally this much of the bag. It's not even like halfway full. I was like, $1.49. That they had the same amount of fucking puffs in there that you get in like the little mini snack pack. I'm like, they are
Yeah, you
some
get like 6.
hoes.
No matter what you're buying, you're getting 6.
And I remember like the party the party bag of chips, right? Like, like the ones that
It's it's
they're
the
eight
normal size.
dollars.
It's the normal size bag now.
Yeah, I remember when they used to be like four or $5, where you get like 2 for $5 or 2 for $6. We're talking like
Yeah,
the bags like that they actually decide to put chips in.
yeah.
Those hoes are $8. I was like,
When I saw that
excuse
the
me.
snack packs, like the boxes that got like 18 of them in there or
Yeah.
whatever. When so Grant, we've been together like 10 years, and we used to buy those a lot when we first got together, and they used to be $7.99 for a box of 18 little bags of chips. They're $15 to $17 now for
Oh yeah.
18 bags of chips. Like that's fucking stupid. And then the
Highway
chip
robbery.
aisle, the fucking chip aisle, I got so mad when I walked by Lay's and Doritos the other day
It
because the bags used to be like this. Wait, hold on. Like this, right?
used to be big bags.
Yeah. Now they're like this, and they're
Mhm.
skinny as fuck. They have like 5 to 6 less ounces than what they used to have in them, and they're puffed up to make them look big so that they're like pressurized. And
Yep.
like, I was like, why the fuck are all these chip bags so small now? And all of them are $6.
Yeah.
What the fuck? So it's like our wages are staying the same at our jobs to where like we barely never get ahead,
Yeah.
but these prices on all this shit is rising like lately. And
Yeah.
people keep telling me, like, because sometimes I go into office because I primarily work at home. But when I go into office, they're like, girl, you're losing weight. And I dead ass think that it's because I'm refusing to buy all this shit. I don't buy soda. I don't buy chips. If I do buy chips, I buy the $1.49 on sale fucking tortilla chips. And I have my friend make me salsa. Like, I'm that's the extent of my snacking now. I'm eating like olives and fucking cooking all my meals fresh. Like, we're not eating out anymore. And people are like, you look like you're losing weight. And I'm not trying that hard. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's because I'm being forced to eat better because I can't afford to eat like an asshole.
They're like, you're losing weight. Poverty.
Yeah, but there's no difference between buying fast food, going to a restaurant, and buying
Yeah.
groceries. It's literally all the
Yeah.
same fucking price now. And I personally am like, well, if I gotta fucking try to stretch my dollar, I'm gonna go buy a bag of potatoes, a bag of limes, a bag of onions, and I'm gonna fucking make this whole stretch for the week.
Yeah.
So like that's where I'm at. And like granted it's doing me well. Like I feel pretty good and shit because I've been eating a
Yeah.
lot of roughage, but like fuck. I feel like no matter what I do, no matter what kind of job I get, how much money I make, I'm never gonna get ahead
Yeah.
not having a degree. But even still, if I get a degree and I put all that money into student loans,
You're
by the
in
time I
debt.
get the job where I make more money, I'm making the same money I'm making now because I gotta pay these fucking student loans off. So
Yeah.
there's really no way to get beyond
Unless you strike it rich, like somehow hit the lottery and
look
then have great financial planning because
at
you
this
can win
fucking
you can win
point.
the lottery and be broke in
Yep.
5 years.
I'm just hoping I hit megabucks every time that, not every time, but occasionally, at least one time every year or so. I'll go and I'll play megabucks. I'll put $10 in and I'll give it a go.
I won't. I
It's
can't do it.
cursed as fuck, but I'll try.
I can't do it. I just can't. Nah, I can't give my
Yeah,
money. I give my money
nah, sorry.
to a lot of places. I can't also give it to like a less than 1% chance. At least give myself a more than a 1% chance to hit.
Yeah, yeah. It is very, very slim. You can win money on it, but usually you win like $1 back so that you can keep
Uh,
playing. But
yeah, and that's all they
yeah,
give
I don't know.
you.
At this point, I just hope that man, I don't think there
Yeah.
is any hope really. We're all just cogs in the wheel at this point, and that's how
Oh
I feel.
man. Next thing you know, we're
Yeah.
gonna be on. Next thing you know, that we're all gonna be fucking chained to our houses. Like using our brains as battery, and then they're pumping us with some special goo like the Matrix.
Not like that episode of Rick and Morty where he makes that fucking civilization of people that walk to produce
Oh yeah,
energy for his car battery.
yeah. We're gonna get a
What a metaphor
nutrition.
for life.
We're gonna get a nutritional paste.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, did you ever watch Daybreakers? Side note. It's
That
that
sounds
movie with
familiar.
Ethan Hawke and Willem Dafoe, and they're fucking vampires, and everybody in the world is a vampire, and they have body farms where they just have all the non-vampires just hooked up and draining their blood constantly.
I
And
think
the
I know.
last person on Earth dies, and so there's no more blood, and all the vampires start fucking going feral and trying to kill each other and shit.
I know what you're talking about. I've never seen it. Is it wild?
It's wild as fuck. Sunlight cures vampirism. Oh man, there's so many bad movies that came out during the era I worked at that movie theater. Holy fuck.
What are you talking about? There's bad movies out now.
Like year one.
You hate that movie so much.
I hate that that movie exists. I don't even know if I've mentioned that in the podcast before, but if I have, I'm saying it again. That movie is trash.
If there's one thing that people are going to learn about you is that you can't stand year one.
I really can't. Fuck that movie. I like fucking The Wicker Man more than I like Year One. And The Wicker Man trash, yo. But that movie is
Oh,
redeemable because he punches women in the face repeatedly.
what?
It's so fucking funny. It's such cringe acting. It's like Nicolas Cage is like, step off the bike. Like fucking. And then he runs up to this bitch in a bear costume and he's just like, and
Oh my god.
then he kicks the shit out of Lily Sobieski in a bar. I am not an advocate for violence, but that movie is fucking hysterical. Give it a watch. Or at least look up The Wicker Man best scenes on YouTube.
Oh, that just reminds me of Bad Lieutenant. God, that movie was so bad. Another Nicolas Cage special. Like that movie was so he walks around like Golem with a hunch. He got hurt trying to save Val Kilmer during Hurricane Katrina in like a jail cell. And something hit him and it messed up his back, and then he started doing meth, and it's so weird. It's like I was done with the movie way before this, but one of the wildest scenes is he sees this girl, is gonna, and then offers to smoke meth with her.
Yeah.
And then her boyfriend shows up. I think he pulls a gun on the boyfriend and literally like holds him at gunpoint while he has sex with his girlfriend in front of him. Yeah. A Nicolas Cage special. That movie, it's almost as bad as the movie Teeth.
Oh my God, don't even bring up Teeth or Human Centipede. Those are all bad. They're not as bad as Year One, but they're down there. Rest in peace, Harold Ramis.
Any movie with Vin Diesel is an ass movie to me.
We'll talk about that more in depth, I'm sure.
Fuck The Last Witch Hunter, son of a bitch.
Honestly, Nicolas Cage, when I was so I worked at this movie theater from like 2007 to 2010. It was quite a while. I learned a lot there. I was a projectionist. I did a lot of cool shit, movie premieres, all that shit. But like during the time I worked there, Nicolas Cage came out with some steamers, like fucking. I think he came out with that 9/11 movie and
what was it?
fucking
23? 23 wasn't there? Wasn't
the Twin Towers movie or whatever the fuck? Not the number 23 was Jim Carrey.
Oh, was it? Wait, what was the one with Nicolas Cage when his like kid is dying or like the world is ending?
I don't know. He's been in a lot of fucking movies. I'm not really a fucking like connoisseur of Nick Cage films, but
he stays paid though. I ain't mad at him, bro. Stay
I respect
with work
him for that. I do respect him for that.
Shit be dookie though.
Like he came out with Ghost Rider during that time, and
okay, the first Ghost Rider wasn't terrible.
I was not a fan of it. I was like, this is really not his element. He seemed out of place to me. But then he came out with that fucking Twin Towers movie, which I was just like, we need to not make movies about this. This is not a good time.
This ain't the vibe.
Yeah, no. And like Nicolas Cage of all people. And then, but then like, I don't know, he came out with like that fucking, there's a movie where it was with Jay Baruchel and they played like a fucking wizard apprentice. Wizard apprentice. Or Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Yeah.
Yeah. That movie was okay. So I was like, what the fuck is up with this dude? I hated Face Off. I hated a lot of his earlier movies like Con Air and shit. So I was like, why is
Con Air?
Con Air? Maybe it's because I was younger. If I rewatch it now, I might have a little different outlook.
In 60 Seconds and all the other
I did not like that movie.
I
Uh,
thought Angelina Jolie looked weird in that movie. She looked gross.
yeah. It was like they were like, let's just put them together because they're really in demand and popular right now. It doesn't need to make sense. We know they'd never talk in real life.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, actually he came out with a movie recently I liked and I was shocked but it was like a thing at the theater. Everyone knew I didn't like Nicolas Cage or Nicolas Cage movies. And so like people would like put his head off of a standee in my locker or whatever the fuck. I guess he's like a fucking honorable mention on grinding my gears because I actually used to like have a really passionate dislike for his movies. And then I saw those scenes in The Wicker Man and I was like, all right, this guy's just funny. He's doing movies to make money.
I ain't mad at him. Like, get your bread, but damn.
Yeah, he has a lot of stinkers that are in his catalog. But that The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent with Pedro Pascal, that movie is fucking funny. 10 out of 10 for me. See it.
I just saw the funniest movie I saw recently. It's called Joyride with Ashley Park. That shit is so funny. Oh my god, it's
I might
totally
have to
worth
look
it.
into that.
Yeah, it's about a girl and her friend. Uh, she's trying to close a deal in China, like with some Chinese company. She's a lawyer, and she's trying to like seal a deal between two companies. So she
Yeah.
goes out there with her friend and her friend's cousin, and then they meet the main character's other friends. So it's like four people. It's the like the raunchy comedies. So like they
Hmm.
go out there and they get into a bunch of shit and it is so funny. They do like a K-pop dance, like because at one point, because she's adopted, so she's trying to find her birth mom
Uh,
to seal the deal.
hmm.
So like then they go try to find her birth mom, and then like it's wild. And like Baron Davis randomly shows up in the movie. They do like an entire party's worth of like designer drugs and like a kilo of coke, and
What the fuck?
it's fucking hilarious.
Send me the name of that later. I'll
Facts.
check that out.
Joyride, great
Joyride.
movie. Yeah,
Hold on. Actually, I have a pen. I'll write it down. All right. So we kind of got a little off topic. So
just a little.
yeah, but we go on tangents. It's what we do.
Yeah, that's the dynamics of our friendship. Start here and then just go do
And
that.
then end wherever we may end.
Yeah.
So the last thing I want to talk about that grinds my gears is dating culture and then like people's general like detachment like
Okay.
in the world. So
All right. Back serious again. Here we go.
well yeah, here we go. Well, like I'm pretty sure well, let me explain this. So I've been with my spouse for 10 years, and you're like, oh, what do you know about dating culture? So we're ethically non-monogamous. A lot of my friends know about it. My parents don't know, but if they end up seeing this, haha, surprise, mom and dad. But it's all about communication, trusting that you're going to remain partners, that you love each other, and that you could have your own fun on the side, but you know,
Yeah.
everyone just has to communicate and know about it. But that's how I pretty much have gotten introduced to dating culture. Because before my spouse, I didn't really date. So my first go at dating started about the end of 2021 or middle of 2021, something like that. And that's what I experienced what everyone was bitching about on the internet. That shit is absolute trash. So, some examples in my experience, people are like, wait, you're married. Why the fuck are you on here? And then they'll take the opportunity to like talk trash on my pictures. Like, bitch, your teeth look yellow in this. Why the fuck would you put this ugly picture up? Like, so like I see shit like that and I'm like, is this really what this shit is?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just toxic as fuck. And that shit is annoying to me. Like, I'm just out here trying to, like explore my own sexuality for the first time, essentially, because Grant was my first. And man, that shit is hard. And a lot of people make it hard for you to want to actually continue to look through that sea of
Yeah.
fucking muck. Like, because there's some people that are just mean. There's some people that you'll talk, you'll make plans, you go to the place to meet, like a mutual public location in daylight, and they don't show up. They don't communicate with you. So, like, I don't know, that fucking detachment of people where they don't even have the balls to tell somebody what they want. I
Yeah.
don't get that. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. I mean, that's for sure wild. I mean, like, I met my girlfriend online, so like it was like a like a shooter shoot moment because she's like, if you don't like live close, like don't message me.
I remember you telling me that. I was like, hell yeah, she know what she want. I like her.
She's like, if you don't live like, I think she said like 5 miles outside of like her city, don't even message me. Like, and if you can't like hold a
Five
conversation, don't.
miles.
I think it was like the next city over, but it's not far. But and then she's like, if you don't, what does she say? Yeah, if you can't hold a conversation, don't message me. So I'm like, well, fuck it. I was like, shooters gotta shoot, baby. I pulled up like Steph Curry in that bitch though.
Step back.
Kobe. I was so I mean like but like to get to that was slogging through a sea of shit though. Cause
Yeah.
man,
What's the male side of like slogging through the sea of shit like? Because I feel like women have a quantity problem and men have the quality problem. Or wait, no, men have the quantity problem and women have the quality problem. Like my inbox is like when when I'm actively like searching for partners or whatever, my inbox can get a little like overwhelming, but it's dudes that are just like, hi, hey.
well, I mean, there are levels to it. So like for your conventionally attractive men, right? Like what society tells you is attractive, like six packs, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I, they don't have problems. They can swipe right, or like if you're like if you meet like the levels of conventional attractiveness, right? Like your Drake types, or just your homely, like if he shaved his, cut his hair and dressed, and looked a
Clean
little
cut.
better. Yeah, like they don't got a problem. But if you're on the oddball side, you might not look attractive, you might be a little bigger, you might be really skinny, like yeah,
Yeah.
you're going to have to wade through it, because you're going to meet a lot of bots,
Yeah.
because that's how those dating sites work, because they draw you in with a bunch, them, not them specifically, but people who use those sites to facilitate their own personal interests. you know
Yeah.
they'll
They're
drag
cam girling and shit.
you in with the fake accounts, and then try to get you to cam girl, and then you meet the a group of people who either just want something specific from you, whether it's sex, whether it's financial stability, or whatever that is. Then you meet that, and then on top of that, then you have to do the own self-reflection, where if you're not actually a decent human being, like you're going to burn any bridge that you actually like have a potential of crossing. Because like
Yeah.
if you fall into that realm of just like, oh, no woman wants me, and you let that tank your confidence, and you let that become an insecurity, then when you meet someone, you have all these bad toxic traits that either will immediately turn her off, or you've become so manipulated by bad faith actors around you, that
Yeah.
you have this warped sense of like what dating should be, what a relationship should look like, what you should hold as your non-negotiables, and what you shouldn't, and what you should consider red flags, what you should, like, so you have all
Yeah.
these bad things. And like, to me, that boils down to like, you either have mommy issues or daddy issues, if in my personal opinion, because those are the
Yeah.
first two people who are supposed to love you and teach you how you should be treated and how you should treat others.
Yeah,
So
I
when
agree.
that dynamic is damaged, then you're unable to actually seek out healthy relationships. And then, like I said, your confidence is tanked. So when there are potential suitors, you can't really tell. So
Yeah.
it's a mess. It's a
What's a
mess.
red flag that you have? One of mine is if they only text me during certain hours,
Oh yeah, that's
late at night, or like only during times that they've mentioned their spouse isn't at home.
yeah. For me, it's like,
Because I'm sorry to
go
explain that
ahead.
a lot of married people date in a E&M way. So
Yeah,
ethically non-monogamous is what E&M stands for. So
yeah,
like some of the people I do talk to have spouses, but like they act fucking shady sometimes. So like that's a red flag for me because I met a person that I saw them like roughly 2 or 3 months. We went on a few dates before we actually like got physical. But like when I actually like asked them like, hey, what's going on with your spouse? Are they okay with this? I just want to make sure because I don't want to be that person, you know? I don't want to be gross.
yeah,
And um they would get real weird about it, or they would avoid the question outright, not respond to me. So I was
yeah,
like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna have to step away from this because this seems not legit.
yeah.
So like that's a red flag for me being an E&M person. What's one that you have?
I have a bunch, but one of mine is being kind. Like I
Too
don't
kind or just kind in general?
like not being kind. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Is not being kind, because like I
Mm,
hate the whole mean girl attitude. Like if you're gonna get like, especially like if you're nice and kind and sweet around me, but when you get around your homegirls, you guys turn into like a clique of,
bitches.
yeah, I hate that. Honest to me,
Yeah,
like it turns me off, and I think it's disgusting behavior,
yeah.
because like that's not the way that like you present yourself to me and when we're around, or like when, and I hate, like me personally, is when someone I'm interested in trashes another woman. Like if we're sitting down and like, you know, let's like say a big girl walks in the room and she's feeling herself, right? She got on, a crop top and whatever. That doesn't bother me. I don't care. Live your life. Like, do
But
your
is it
thing.
like a girl that goes like, oh, why the fuck would she wear that?
Or like, yeah, like she looks gross
Yeah,
or something like that. That's disgusting behavior to me. Because first
yeah.
of all, like unless you're Giselle, Tom Brady's ex-wife, you should shut the hell up. And
Should
and
not be
even
fucking talking.
and
Yeah,
even that, and even her, nah, nah, miss me with that. But like that behavior to me, like,
it's just
because first,
gross.
yeah, it's gross. And I'm not a sex symbol myself. So you're willing to talk about that person crazy. Like, do you really see me the way that you portray that you see me? Or is it like the first time we have an argument? Oh, you fat bitch. Cause oh, okay. Yeah, baby. I know I'm fat. We could do this because
Yeah.
I see what you look like without your lace front, bitch. You don't want to start this.
I actually had some friends that I stopped being friends with. We were friends since high school. We met like my sophomore year, their freshman year. They were all younger than me. It was like a little group of them, but and I noticed it anytime that like we hung out and one of us was missing, they would start talking about the one that was missing.
Yeah, I've had
And
friends like that too.
I would be like, when I was young and immature, like sometimes I would partake in it, especially when I was like 17, 18, 19. But once I started getting like 20, 21, I was like, I actually started thinking about it. And I was like, man, if they talk like that about them when they're not here, what the
Yeah,
fuck are they saying about me? And they ended up actually talking shit about me with me being within 5 feet of them in
that's
earshot at a party when I was introducing them to Grant for the first time, who is now my husband.
that's that's crazy.
And they were like, why the fuck would she be with him? He's so fucking ugly and she can't even get a good looking dude, but like really she's gonna be with him. Like I heard that shit and I was like, all right, let's go. Like I heard it. I didn't even explain it to them. I was like, all right, we're gonna go. Have a good night. Sorry we missed the cake. Like we left mid-party because I was like, that's irritating as shit. And I'd finally had it to fucking
Yeah.
hear. So yeah, it's just cringe. So I just yeah, hookup culture in general though, to go back to it, it's very detached. A lot of people just they have a motive, they want what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck
that's
'em.
my hot take. It's just people are so emotionally detached nowadays. That's what it's turned into. Anyways, that's my take on my 5 things that grind my gears. That's all the time we have for this episode today. But don't worry. We got
There's
Adrian's
more.
5 things that grind his gears, and there's a hot ass take on Vin Diesel in there that's coming for you. So stay tuned. But yeah, if you want to take out the outro, Adrian, by all means, let's do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, absolutely. This was, another episode of Two Hot Ass Takes. Like and subscribe. We're available on pretty much every podcasting platform that you can think of. You can find
Hell
us
yeah.
on you can find us on
Spotify,
Spotify, iHeartRadio,
yeah,
what
YouTube.
is it? YouTube. Yeah, like and subscribe on YouTube. You can find us on Apple, Deezer. So yeah, anywhere you can find us, like and subscribe. You can listen to us, talk our shit. If you like our takes and you think they're hot, let us know in the comments. If you think they're, hot ass takes and you don't like them and you want to say something, let us know in the comments. I probably won't read them. Kayla will, but
Yeah.
I probably won't read them because
And if
I
you
get all.
catch me on the right day, I might keyboard warrior with you. Like, who knows?
I probably won't respond because I'll probably be on my feelings and I'll probably say something rude. But Kayla, shoot you back. But absolutely, thank you for watching another episode and listening to another episode of Two Hot Ass Takes.
Yeah, my name's Kayla.
Adrian.
We'll see you next time.
Peace.